letting go. And really we've seen slight lead change, tie games, and like you say, that 17-point lead we're looking at on the scoreboard right now is the biggest lead that Cornstalkers has had since about the third or fourth jam in this bout.
Yeah, it's a very tight. It keeps tying up. A lot of lead changes. But as we get started now with the second half, Camel Joe on the line for the Cornstalkers.
And again, Cornstalkers are on the power jam because right at the end of the previous jam and before the halftime break, Cher did go to the box. He is currently standing up, so less than 10 seconds.
Man, Camel Joe just barely putting on the brakes fast enough to dodge a hit from Milk Toast Boy, who went flying into the outfield.
He did, and that great move, Camel Joe grabs the lead jam call, and now he is going to have a 5-point pass there. So that power jam does come to a close as Cher back in play and trying to push his way through, but gets a forearm in the process. So Cher not having much luck here in the first couple of jams.
No, at one point there, coming into turn one, Cher literally pushing 6 people forward as he's skating. So a lot of strength and power in this men's version of the game that you don't necessarily see in the women's.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But that one coming to a quick close, 10 points on the board for the Cornstalkers, which is going to go ahead and extend that lead out now by 27. So, again, I believe that right there is the biggest lead we have seen in this game so far. But again, with Uinta playing a tough game that they have, definitely can imagine that we will see that differential decreasing, but not right now as Nihilator getting the call to wear the star and just blasting out of the pack for lead jammer.
That's right, shoots right up that inside line, pretty much completely uncontested.
Now we got Muffin Muncher heading to the box as well, so now you went to down one defender as well as their jammer, and Nihilator trying to beat up Skaticus Maximus. That is Mr. Testosterone and Robo, who just battle him. Oh, but Robo picking up the clockwise directional block. So he's going to go to the box now. So 2 defenders on the track. And I tell you what, Mr. Testosterone, that is a powerhouse. He can jam, he can block, and he can hit.
Fantastic placement. That had he not positioned that just the way he did, that would have been an elbow, but he managed to get contact just above the elbow to keep it as a legal hit.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Annihilator making the pass, grabbing 5 points, and looks like Cher is going to go back to the box for another track cut. So that has got to be about his 4th, maybe 5th trip to the box of this game. So both these teams actually are definitely going to have to start watching those penalties because we have seen a ton of trips to the box. So obviously it's not every skater every time, but again, I'm pretty sure Cher has been at least 4, maybe 5 times already.
Yeah, so this will be the 4th jam in a row Cher has been in because he was in the penalty box. So, you still only get 7.
Yes, you do. Doesn't matter if they're only 30 seconds now.
That's right.
So I think a lot of the time, really, until everybody really gets acclimatized to that, they're going to start really not even, thinking about the fact that, I was only in the box for 30 seconds, but you've been in there for a total of 3 minutes, which means you've gone 6 times.
All right, Barbarossa gets forced to the infield, comes back in, gets out in front, the lead jammer, Milk Toast Boy, going to the penalty box for a back block. As we've got 2 in the box standing, ready to come in. D-bags for the Cornstalkers, and Cher getting ready to come back in, jamming for the Madness. Barbarossa picking up 4,
looks like 5. Got them all. Yep, he did get them all. Again, the power jam coming to a close as Cher is back in play. Let's see if he can actually do something. It looks like he is tangled up by a 3-wall right now. And Barbarossa getting knocked off the track in turn 1, recycled back, and has to start that scoring run all over again. But Cher, as I was talking about earlier, having a tough time right now, but gets a little help there from Sassy Sasquatch.
That's right, he slides around the left side of Con, tries to get up to the front of the pack, but he's got a 3-wall to get past. Barbarossa making another scoring run here.
He had just picked up 5 points on that last pass. Oh, and Robo taking him out of play. Oh, man, just a shoulder shot. Looks like Barbarossa was heading to the box already, though. So looks like the power jam switching hands, and Cher finally breaking free of that pack. Now he's going to be able to score. But we'll see if he's even got any fuel left in the tank after that fight he had to put up to just get out of the pack.
Yeah, and he's still got another 20 seconds to play here on the jam clock. Oh, there we go. Star past the Milk Toast Boy, but the star falls off. And Milk Toast Boy gets a little spun around, accidentally kicks the panty with his skate. So it takes him a little second longer to get it picked up and put back on.
I tell you what, and these guys are just putting it down. Yeah, John Senja Holmes put that final hit on him after he got the panty pass, making it absolutely ineffective. 3 more points going to go on the Cornstalker side of the board, and now we are starting to see what they have done all weekend long, starting to nickel and dime it and stretch that lead out. 137-82, 24 and a half minutes left in our second period here on track number 2. And again, man, it does. I mean, yeah, they're starting to stretch it out, but it's still an intense, hard-hitting bout, and we have got lots of time left. And they got Mr. Testosterone. I mean, he's using Hot Shot like he's a blocking sled and just pushing him back and around as Annihilator free of the pack, eligible to score, but Mr. Testosterone grabbing that lead jammer. And, lead jam call, and now trying for points as he gets forced off in turn 3, calls it off, picking up 2 points, but does prevent Cornstalkers from putting points on the board that time.
Yeah, Uinta definitely need a share to stay out of the box just long enough to get a fresh jammer in there. I say, keeping Mr. Testosterone from wearing the star is not doing Uinta any favors.
Yeah.
And he puts huge points up consistently. And just the way he can actually barrel through the pack, force his way through those big apex jumps, he's exactly who they need to have wearing the star more often right now.
Well, that's exactly it. And if he can't make the apex jump, he can lower the shoulder and just run right through the blockers. So right now, though, Milk Toast Boy gets that lead jammer call by staying inbounds, barely staying inbounds. One skate falls down, gets up, now outruns the defense as Camel Joe breaks free of the pack as well. But again, the power in the hands of Milk Toast Boy, cuts out into out, grabbing 4 points and calling off the jam. Great moves to put a few more on the board for Uinta. That's 88 points for them, 137 for the Cornstalkers. And just under 23 minutes left here in period number 2.
Yeah, plenty of time still for Uinta to crank up the momentum here. Doing a good job turning it around already. Say Mr. Testosterone, Milk Toast Boy, both putting points on the board. Mr. Testosterone back with the star on, already jockeying for position as he tries to break through.
He is. Barbarossa back there for the Cornstalkers wearing the star as well. But there it is. Just as we said, Mr. Testosterone, if he can't make the leap, he just goes through.
Yeah, drops that shoulder, forces his way out. He's like a battering ram, just making his way through that pack. Always taking that inside line, so he's got less distance to skate as he makes his way through.
Yeah, Barbarossa
breaks free.
Oh, that was like stereo.
Mr. Testosterone gets tripped up by Khan, but he's back up on his feet, making his way up through in front of the pack. Calls off the jam, should be picking up at least 4 on that one.
Unbelievable how he was able to stay in bounds when he's just getting hammered by player, and stays in bounds, gets the 4, calls it off. So that is 2 jams in a row that Cornstalkers have not been able to put any points on the board. Uinta now within 8 points of that century mark, 137-92, 21 and a half minutes left.
So Milk Toast Boy back on the line wearing the star for the Uinta Madness. So looks like we got a little 2-jammer rotation right now between Milk Toast Boy and Mr. Testosterone. Annihilator putting on the star for the Cornstalkers, but he's got all 4 Madness blockers to try and fight his way through.
Absolutely. Milk Toast Boy back trapped at the back of the pack. He's got a 4-wall of Cornstalkers in front of him. And now Annihilator going to the box. Oh, man. So, but, for Uinta, this is what they needed. They need to get that power jam, try to get some more points on the board because obviously Cornstalkers having a great success in scoring. Getting those few points, calling it off. So, again, another opportunity for Uinta to try to close that gap. And looks like they are going to go ahead and hand this one to Mr. Testosterone. Go figure that one, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying Milk Toast Boy calling it off. No points scored for either team, but it does give Mr. Testosterone a fresh start here in a power jam.
And you are definitely hearing some of those fans that are here that are supporting Uinta as Mr. Testosterone blasting out of the pad, gets that lead jammer call. Passive offense sitting here right at the pivot line as he's going to come in hot and then look for a way through as he tries to make his way in, out, and around.
Can't quite do it, though. He gets a little tripped up as his skates hit the rope on the boundary line. Annihilator gets out clear. That was only his initial pass. Yep. So Mr. Testosterone still has a little bit of time. Quick jump to the inside. 8-foot gap he just crossed there. Calls off the jam. Picks up.
Unbelievable. Is that 4?
5.
Give him 5. Amazing. Yeah, that was a great move with that 5 points. So now we have a 40-point game, 137-97. We are 19 and a half minutes left in period number 1. And again, folks, if you are hearing our voices, if you're watching this action, that means that if you scroll or roll that screen down a little bit, you're going to see that donate button. Make sure you hit that for ColoradoSports.TV. Again, that is going to allow them to continue bringing awesome roller derby live and worldwide. Again, along with all the other great sports that ColoradoSports.TV is able to broadcast. They can't do it without your support, so folks, please click that donate button.
Camel Joe getting out in front with that lead jammer. It would have been Milk Toast Boy, but right at the whistle, he was forced out of bounds early and forced to drop back in a good 30 feet behind. Camel Joe trying to jump around the outside, doesn't manage to stay inbound, so he calls it off, picking up 3.
It's hard to see that thumb from behind there.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of light right in the center of the track. So wherever the jam refs are skating around, it's not the best lighting situation, so it's a little hard to see sometimes.
So we will do the best we can. And but that does put 3 more on the board for the Cornstalkers, 140-97 as the whistle blows. We are back to full-strength derby right now. This time it's Barbarossa, and that is Khan out there. Oh, and just beating his way out of the pack to get that lead jammer call. And a great job. Oh, I tell you what. And then Skatica's Maximus going down hard, doing a little barrel roll, getting up. And Barbarossa out of the pack and looking for points for the Cornstalkers. But that pack starting to slow down a little bit as it comes into turn 4. Khan just wisely goes ahead and calls it off. No points on the jam.
It's currently a 43-point differential here. Cornstalker sitting at 140. Uinta Madness at 97. Just over 17 and a half minutes left on the clock. So Uinta Madness is doing a pretty good job steadily, knocking that margin down, even with the 0-0 jams.
Yeah, with 17 and a half minutes left, definitely lots of time. But we do have a 4-on-3 pack with Uinta having the advantage right now. Milk Toast Boy trying to squeeze to the inside, gets forced, works his way out, around, and out of turn 2, he is the lead jammer. Camel Joe finding himself trapped until he finds an opening. I don't know how he kept his skates in bounds, man, but that was an amazing job for Camel Joe to keep in bounds, and he is now eligible for points, but we got Milk Toast Boy calling that one off quickly after grabbing 4.
All right, so that's going to bring us 140 to 101. Again, Uinta Madness steadily chipping away at that Cornstalkers lead.
We are under about 16 and a half minutes now, under 17 minutes, obviously. We are looking at Barbarossa going to face off against Mr. Testosterone, but looks like currently only 2 Cornstalker defenders on the track. Looks like we have all 4 of Uinta on.
Mr. Testosterone tiptoeing through the tulips as he works his way around the front.
He absolutely just flew right through. I swear it's the socks, man. Yeah. I don't know. But they are giving him superpowers this evening.
Oh, you just watch him go around. You can see them floating behind him just due to the sheer amounts of speed he's generating.
Exactly. That's exactly what all superheroes want their capes looking like.
I feel like we need theme music. Something fanfare-ish for him.
Oh, but 4 points on that last pass. He's looking for more. Oh, he keeps his feet in bounds. Wow, amazing job to slam that foot down, keeping himself legal, grabbing 4 more points, and he does call off the jam. So that is going to go ahead and decrease the Cornstalkers' lead, 31 points now. So we're looking at 140, 109, 15 and a half minutes left. And we are going to have, was that an official review?
That is an official review.
Is,
Looks like Cornstalker initiated.
All right, so we'll wait and see what's going to happen. I think they might be questioning if he did keep his feet in bounds. But I think the non-call stands.
Yes. As I said, very difficult to, have an official review actually overturn a call because we do have great ref crews working here this weekend.
Yeah, especially when it's a non-call. It's so much harder. It's easier to argue when a call is made and you feel that you have substantial, evidence saying that this didn't happen. But when the call is not made, then it's really just a matter of opinion at that point.
Yeah, and right now we've got Camel Joe, lead jammer, on his scoring run here. Milk Toast Boy did get out, but he got a cutting penalty. So this is a power jam for the Cornstalkers, who are going to use it to obviously increase their lead here. Currently only up by 30 points.
Right, but let's see how Uinta does and see if they can hold him. But he is one tough skater out there. Oh, takes a big shot.
Mr. Beast knocking him clear into the infield, then dropping back. Another big hit from Mr. Beast there.
Yeah, I think it was a Muffin Cruncher actually making the initial contact and then followed up by Mr. Beast. But I tell you what, two very solid guys that definitely lay some smackdown as Milk Toast Boy coming back into play and Toolshed going to go to the box for an out of play.
Man, that was a huge hit the Milk Toast Boy took. I mean, line slides on the concrete, picks himself back and keeps going. So Uinta Man is doing a great job there, killing penalty time, waiting for Milk Toast Boy to come back in out of the box.
They are, and right now that was a 5-point jam for the Cornstalkers, so it's extending their lead by another 5, 145-110, 35 points separating these two teams. We are approaching 13 and a half minutes in our second period. This is our final bout here tonight on track number 2. Again, we do have another men's bout going on between the Dallas Inception.
Now we've got ourselves another battle of the beards. Mr. Testosterone out in front, lead jammer Barbarossa on the line for the Cornstalkers. Having a hard time getting through his 3-wall view, went to defense at the back. Mr. Testosterone, though, breezes through, picking up 5.
Amazing. Just ducks under and goes as Barbarossa finally escaping the pack. And here we go again. Mr. Testosterone on one skate trying to make the point pass. I don't know. He may have one before that, but he got forced out. Actually, 3. He got 3 points before he was forced off and had to call that one. So Uinta scoring on the jam, keeping the Cornstalkers scoreless, and again decreasing that point gap right now.
Looks like about 27 points is what the differential is now.
And I will just congratulate you on your mathematical wizardry here. We are at 12 and a half minutes, and we are going to see this one go right to the end. Obviously, bodies hitting the floor. Hard shot as Annihilator smacks. Oh, man, just blasting his way through. That's Milk Toast Boy jamming for Uinta. But Annihilator making his first pass through the pack cleanly. Lead jammer is called. And tell you what, Cornstalkers have Milk Toast Boy's number right now.
Man, he's been taking a lot of huge hits in this game, and you can tell it's starting to take a toll. I mean, all of these guys are taking all these hits, and they're starting to get a little sloppy. It's getting a little tired. But Annihilator comes through, picking up 5, lining up to make another pass. Milk Toast Boy still getting bounced around like a pinball here.
Yeah, he's about had enough. He is trying to get the attention of Sassy Sasquatch there. Makes the panty pass, but Annihilator in the meantime going to go ahead and make a 5-point pass as he is able to just get through the pack. And we'll see. Looks like Sassy Sasquatch skates off with the panty, so he is through the pack. He is eligible to score. But with Annihilator in charge of this one, looks like he has been told to go ahead and keep it running here. They're going to try for as many points as they can get on this jam.
Yeah, I got about 35 seconds left. He's already picked up 14. Making his next run here, Sassy Sasquatch trying to get around D-Bags and Hotshot. Toolshed coming in and provide a little support.
Yeah, but I tell you what, the Cornstalker defense has had Sassy Sasquatch figured out this entire bout. He has been, unfortunately, ineffective in being able to even break through. Let alone, I can't say that he has even a handful of points this bout at all.
Yeah, so he's a big guy, but unfortunately, when you're that big, it can be hard to get moving, and it's a lot harder to be agile. I know this from experience.
Yeah, you definitely would.
Say Sasquatch being about the same size I am.
Yep.
It is not easy.
It's not, but you know what? He was able, looks like picks up 4 points on the pass, so it definitely a good. Did not leave him scoreless, but that 20-point jam for the Cornstalkers, extending their lead 165 to 122. We are approaching 10 minutes left in our bout, so 10 minutes of non-stop men's hard-hitting derby action on its way, and just like that, Mr. Testosterone lines up and just swings for the fence with that one, breaking out.
Shooting around the outside, hits the brakes, cuts the in. Fantastic skating ability.
Unbelievable, and a great job to get that lead jammer quick. We got Barbarossa. He is battling. He got Kahn up in front. That's going to be, wisely lets off. Could have been an out of play if he would have even touched him, but actually does look like he may have gotten called for an out of play.
Yes, that is correct. He did get tagged.
So, not what you went to needed. Oh, Barbarossa goes down hard outside of turn number 3. A little bit slow getting up.
Yeah, definitely saw his head bounce off the concrete there briefly.
Well, Mr. Testosterone does pick up 5 points on the jam. I believe that was all. Again, able to keep Cornstalkers scoreless. Oh, wait, no, it looks like he got a couple more. There we go. Total of 7 points on the jam for Mr. Testosterone. So increasing their points, 129. Cornstalkers, 165. We are at nearly 8.5 minutes, and we are going to have a timeout that has been called.
It looks like this is the first team timeout to be called for the entire game. UNT is going to call this one. Guess they're going to try and regroup here, figure out what they did well the last couple jams, try and build on that.
Yeah, absolutely. They were doing such a great job keeping the score close, getting that score lead or the lead, and then obviously the second half, Cornstalkers making some adjustments and just coming out for broke, and definitely not leaving anything on the sidelines this second half.
Yeah, Sheriff's been
of a huge hit. So we'll see what happens as we get ready to start. Mr. Testosterone going to jam once again for Uinta, and that is
Camel Joe.
Yeah, thought I saw that hairy guy back there.
Yep, the lumberjack breaks through. He's going to be the lead jammer, Mr. Testosterone. Right behind him, up on him.
Oh, some jammer on jammer action here as they playing around with each other.
And Mr. Testosterone just toying with him. Camel Joe toying right back. Jammers come to a virtual standstill.
It's a battle of agility right now. Oh, Mr. Testosterone now taking the front here. But again, it's just a matter of time. Camel Joe in control of this clock. So he's just going to let this play out, see what happens. But the Cornstalkers speeding this pack up.
Yeah,
that is a fast pack right now. I tell you what, these guys are just running hot laps. And we'll see if we get any points at all on the board for this jam.
It looks like both jammers here. One will burst ahead for a second. The other one will kind of hold back. They're both getting very seriously winded, trying to psych each other out.
And a great job once again. Mr. Testosterone ducks underneath, but again, Camel Joe right there on him. And two incredibly solid men out there just beating on each other. And I do have to say this, Camel Joe has some of the largest calves I have ever seen. Look at the size of those things, man. That's
wow, those are gigantic.
They are huge, yeah. Yeah, definitely don't want him stomping on my foot or something, because that would hurt.
Camel Joe getting into the back of the pack, calls it off. No points scored for either team.
Oh, that was amazing. And look at it goes over and gives Mr. Testosterone a big hug. Again, Only in Derby, man.
Yeah.
Only in Derby. The guys just beat the heck out of each other.
Typically you see that in men's sports. There's a lot of animosity on the field and off the field. Even then, it can still kind of linger, but not here.
Not at all. Not at all. And even in a sport that's non-contact per se, I mean, even somebody makes a little aggressive movement, and then it's immediately a fight.
Yeah, you don't mess with me in ping pong. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right? No, actually, I'm not. No,
no, I'm nice at ping pong. Annihilator getting through lead jammer. That's no good.
You might be nice in ping pong, but I've heard you're vicious in badminton.
Hey, don't get me started. Mr. Beast actually putting his turn in the rotation. He's going to be sent to the penalty box, so now it's going to be a power jam for the Cornstalkers.
Definitely not where Uinta wanted to be or needs to be at this point in the game. We are under 6 minutes left. A power jam for the Cornstalkers. Annihilator just doing what he does and working his way steadily through the pack. He's got a couple to beat. That's Muffin Muncher. That's also
Cher's out there.
That was, Cher playing some defense this time, but not able to impede Annihilator's progress as he does grab the 5 points. Total of 10 points so far on this jam.
All right, making his next pass in, trying to get around Milk Toast Boy.
Yeah, we do have Mr. Beard. He is back in play, and as he gets through the pack, Annihilator calls it off. So
14-point jam for the Cornstalkers. Nothing for the Madness.
No, but we do once again have a 50-point difference here in our score. So with 5 minutes left, Uinta again with their work cut out to see if they can reduce that deficit. But it is going to take absolutely everything they've got. Plus, it's going to have to, they're going to have to keep their entire team on the track to do it. So let's see what happens. Looks like we had.
The Madness calling a timeout.
Okay. All right. So they'll go ahead and they'll take their time, and again, just try to determine what is it going to take to make this happen for them. Again, such a back and forth battle all night long. And
Testosterone playing it up for the crowd.
He absolutely is. And they've got a good cheering section over there. Obviously, lots of those ladies from Sioux City and Junction City actually hanging out over there,
Junction
having
City.
a good time.
Should be a couple of Happy Valley skaters over there, I believe, as well. If anybody came out from Wasatch.
Definitely. So, both these teams have support. Obviously, with Cornstalkers out of Sioux City, they've got their ladies from Sioux City here, and again, like you said, the Happy Valleys, the Wasatch,
all the Utah teams repping it strong.
Teams. Yep, absolutely. So we look like we're ready to start here as soon as we get the whistle. So we are under 5 minutes, actually 4 minutes, 45 seconds. And immediately we're going to have a back block that's going to send Mr. Testosterone to the box. A little too much testosterone that time. So he is going to have to rest his capes as Barbarossa tries to battle his way through. And
Sassy Sasquatch getting an out-of-play block.
Yeah, I'm not really certain why that was not called as a no pack, since there was about 15 feet in between the Uinta group and the Cornstalkers, who were back near the pivot line.
Currently, the Uinta Madness side of the penalty box completely full.
Oh, wow.
Jammer, 2 blockers. So Barbarossa coming around, picking up 5 on that last pass, lining up to do it again here. He's only got 2 blockers to get past.
Oh, and those 2 blockers, though, bring it. Dred Weasley and Robo, I mean, a couple of wide skaters out there as Mr. Testosterone back in play, comes to a screeching halt, and then tries to work his way through for some points as, again, that's Dred Weasley and Robo absorbing Barbarossa and just keeping him back, but bodies hitting the floor as Barbarossa calling off the champ. Again, the intensity just doesn't quit, man.
I'll say he's, tucked into the fetal position trying to call it off. Not a whole lot of room to move your hands, so great watching there by Dick Derby, his jam ref, to see that call-off signal. Yeah,
and we are under 3.5 minutes left. Our score, the Cornstalkers extending their lead, 193, 129 for Uinta Madness. gonna have to say at this point, it's gonna be very difficult for Uinta to even make up that deficit. But we've seen them all weekend. It is. Anything is possible. Maybe not quite probable.
But Muffin Muncher putting on the star. He's out in front. He is the lead jammer.
I believe his only third or fourth time under the star tonight. So should be relatively fresh, except for the fact that he's been out there playing defense every other jam.
So it looks like Uinta mixed up the lineups a little bit, because now we've got Milk Toast Boy back in, blocking Camel Joe, who is jamming for the Cornstalkers.
Yeah, Milk Toast Boy working with Cher to try to keep Camel Joe back. Again, Muffin Muncher weaving his way through. He is going to have a grand slam pass. And, still 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what he can do. He is in control of this one, so
he's got a minute 10 left on the jam clock for this one, so he can still try and wrap it up a little bit.
Absolutely. So they're going to let him try to do that himself. He weaves his way through. That's going to be another 4 points, and he's going to call that one off. So, you know what? A great effort, great job. And let's see what happens here. We are at 2 minutes on the period clock, and 9 points on the board for Uinta that jam. So 193-138.
And so at this point, highly unlikely Uinta can come back with an almost 60-point deficit. So given how hard the Cornstalkers are playing as well, this one's just about in the bag.
I'm going to have to agree with that, Mike. And it doesn't matter. Mr. Testosterone is not done. He blasts out of the pack. Lead jammer called. And he is on. We got Annihilator jamming for the Cornstalkers. He is eligible to score. But again, Mr. Testosterone with the lead jam, with the power of the clock right now. So let's see what he can do. We know he's done great things all night long, so he is not stopping now. He's going to have 4 more points on that pass, and it's going to keep on going. Annihilator, hits the ground hard right past the jammer line, but is back up and moving once again.
Yeah, so Mr. Testosterone starting to get a little tired here. Cornstalkers really trying to get in front, keep this pack moving quickly, make it harder and harder for him to catch up.
Yeah, they definitely are.
His fan section cheering him on. He feels the power coming from the stands. Calls off the jam.
That's it. We may see a timeout being called by Uinta. We'll see what they want to do. See if they may just recognize it.
There's still enough time on the clock.
It's going to start itself. Yeah, so there is enough time for one more jam. But we'll see what happens when we line it up. Looks like Muffin Muncher going to put the panty on and going to go up against, that is Barbarossa, and Uinta does call the timeout. So interesting to do that. Again, there was enough time. They could have gotten the jam off, but they're going to go ahead and make the timeout. Everybody out there, a little huggy hug. And these guys, again, just awesome. You love Derby. They beat each other up, and then they build each other up.
That's right. So everybody realizing how this game's going to come out, but still going out, greeting each other, saying, hey, this has been great. We still have one more jam, though, and know that they're all going to come out and hit it just as hard as they did in the very first jam.
That's exactly it. It doesn't matter how tired these guys are. We have seen nothing but effort all bout long. So,
and if anything, this last jam is going to be even more intense.
So get ready, folks. This one is going to wrap it up. 11 seconds left on the period clock, and as soon as we are ready, we'll get this one back underway. A few more seconds on the timeout, and there we go. We will have our countdown from 5, and our final jam will launch here from track 2, day 2, Mayday Mayhem 2014. All
right, and we are off. Barbarossa trying to find the inside line, shoots up quickly. Barely. He gets knocked to the infield. Foot comes back in onto the track, but able to maintain his balance and stay out of bounds.
He did. Both jammers actually got knocked off the track, so they both had to recycle back to about the same point. But Mr. Testosterone threw the pack quicker, but Barbarossa says, that's enough. We're going to go ahead and call it off. And, folks, that is going to be it. A great bout, Mike.
Fantastic game to watch.
Yeah, the Cornstalkers coming out on top, 195. Uinta Madness, 142. But definitely one of the best bouts I have seen this weekend.
One of the best men's bouts I think I've ever had the privilege to watch.
I'm going to have to agree that it's probably the best men's bout I have ever seen. So absolutely amazing. Cornstalkers are going to wait. Hold on, we have a review. So let's hold that thought for a second. I don't see that this is going to affect the actual overall outcome, but let's see what kind of satisfaction we are looking for here.
Yeah, see, there are certain things that come in like penalties, ejections, things like that do get put onto the paperwork since this is sanctioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like there might be questioning some sort of legal procedure. At least that's what unless it's more of a
right. Just say a little hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens. And again, those Cornstalkers looking pretty doggone happy over there, and they should, man. They had a great performance in this bout. Again, losing the lead, getting the lead, being tied.
Just so much back and forth.
Great bout. Couldn't ask for a better one to end the night with.
Absolutely. So the entire first half incredibly close after the first 4 jams, and the second half, Cornstalkers just kind of steadily building and building until they got 30, 40, and then eventually the 53-point lead that they ended up winning with. But Uinta Bend is always coming right back at it. A lot of hard hits, intense action. Nobody ever even remotely giving up.
No, not at all. It was a great effort from every single one of these players on both teams, and again, definitely could have been prouder to announce a better bout. So again, there's still looks like possibly talking about it, but again, it should not affect the overall outcome here. Cornstalkers